So you're thinking about moving to Newburyport, Massachusetts? Well, in today's video, I am going to take you around Newburyport on the Google map. That way you can see where it is in relation to like Boston. You'll kind of know where the grocery stores are, hiking trails, parks, beaches, where you can kind of find everything you need and want. And if you would like to learn more about Newburyport, be sure to check out my vlog tour video that will show you some of the neighborhoods in Newburyport and some of the homes in Newburyport. But for right now, let's get started with Newburyport on the map. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living on the east coast of Massachusetts in cities like Newburyport, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and tap the bell for notifications so you can know everything there is to know about the current market on the east coast of Massachusetts. I am Brandy with Teams and Gallus Realty, and I get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you every single day looking to make the move to Newburyport. And I have loved helping every single one of them, so whether you plan to move in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I am happy to help you make a smooth move to Newburyport. So Newburyport is a small city on the North Shore of Massachusetts. It's got a population of a little over 18,000 people. It is a very quaint, small city with a rich history. Downtown Newburyport is very charming. It has brick road streets and boutique style shops. And it has access to everything you could possibly need or want. So as I mentioned earlier, I am going to show you around Newburyport on the map. So let's head over to my computer so we can get started. Okay, so here we are. Here's Newburyport. And down here you will find Boston. Right around in this area is like downtown Boston. And then right over in here is the Logan Airport. So to get from Newburyport to Boston, it takes about 45 minutes with no traffic. But if there's something going on in town, like a baseball game or a concert or something, the traffic is going to be awful, and it's going to take a whole lot longer to get into Boston from Newburyport then. But if there's no traffic and not a lot going on, it's about 45 minutes. So there are kind of two main routes to getting into Boston. This one here is typically people jump on 95, and you can take 95 down to Route 1, and that takes you right into Boston. Or some people take 95, and then they continue on 95, and then they hit 93 south, and they take that into Boston. Now, obviously, Route 1 is a more direct route, but it can take a lot longer because Route 1 has a lot of stores, gas stations, apartment buildings. It has street lights and all kinds of stuff on it, so it can get really congested and take much longer. So some people prefer to hop on 95 and go into 93, even though it's a little longer that way. It can be faster. And then so Logan Airport is not known for being the best airport. It can be very crowded, hard to navigate. It's kind of known for like delayed flights, canceled flights. That can happen a little more often than some other airports. So the good news is there is another airport. Here's Newburyport. And now instead you kind of jump on 495, sorry. And this takes you over to, instead of headed 93 south into Boston, you head 93 north. And this brings you up here into Manchester. This is where you will find the Boston-Manchester Regional Airport. A lot of people just call it the Manchester Airport. It is kind of about the same distance from Newburyport as Logan, except maybe a little bit longer, 45-50 minutes. And it is a smaller airport, but it can be easier to get in and out of. It's easier to navigate, less risk of canceled or delayed flights. So some people choose to go up into Manchester Airport instead. The flights can be a little bit more expensive, but it may be worth it if you travel a lot for work or for pleasure. Then you may want to, it's less risky in getting flights canceled and all that. And then if you come down in here, and now we're going to actually come into Newburyport. We're going to zoom into Newburyport so you can see what is actually in Newburyport. And first, I am going to take you into This here is kind of like the downtown area all through here. So right here is Waterfront Park. This is a really beautiful area. It's a big green open space. Right along here is where they have a lot of like the boardwalks right along the water. So it's really pretty to walk down and through here. Every year around, it's like the end of July, beginning of August, so they have what they call Yankee Homecoming, and this is where they have live music right here in the Waterfront Park. And they have anything from like country music, 80s music, they have Billy Joel cover bands, they have all kinds of music down here. It's a lot of fun. Then set up through town, they have all these little stands that have like face painting, arts and crafts, lots of little food stands where you can get chicken fingers, pizza, hot dogs, fried dough, ice cream, all kinds of stuff. So it's a really fun time. My parents used to take me there when I was a kid, and now my husband and I carry on that tradition with our two girls, and they look forward to it every year. There's tons of restaurants through here. There's the Black Cow, which is kind of like an American bar and grill. They have the Tuscan Sea Grill and Bar, great seafood. The Brown Sugar by the Sea is a great Thai place. Starboard Galley, that's another great seafood restaurant. So this is the downtown area where there is like so much to do. Right here, this is the Firehouse Center. And here they have, it's a center for the arts. It's a nonprofit theater that seats about 200 people where you can go see a play or other performances. If you kind of come in here more, this is what they call the Market Square Historic District, all through here. And I mean, it's so beautiful and so quaint through here. This is kind of where you're going to find all of your brick road streets and all your little boutique stores. And there's so many different kinds of stores. It's like, let's see what we can show you here. If you go like the Cottage Antique Store, for example, this is like a little store that has all kinds of little antiques and little knickknacks. So they have a lot of little unique stores that you won't find in a lot of other places. There's like a little bookstore, and look at this, kind of shows you what Newburyport looks like, how quaint it is with its like brick sidewalks. This is a cool little bookstore here. If you kind of just search all through this area, you're going to see lots of other, right through here. This is a really cool area right here, the Tannery Marketplace. This has over 50 businesses. It's got restaurants, yoga studios, salons, spas, accounting, marketing services. Every May through November, they have like a farmer's market where you can get fresh fruits and veggies from local farms. You can get local milk, yogurt and butter, baked goods, homemade crafts. It's a great place to hang out on Sundays for a few hours. The Tannery itself is full of like bakeries and dance classes, toy stores, bookstores. I'm going to show you a little bit of it because it just kind of gives you a feel and a sense of what Newburyport is like in general. Like, look at, it's just so quaint and so beautiful through Newburyport. This is just kind of some of the little stores that you'll find there. There's another bookstore in there. It's really a lot of fun to hang out, and it just really has so much character in Newburyport. And then if we zoom back out and you come over into here, you will see like the Bartlett Mall over here. And this has a little pond. It's really pretty area to walk around. It is the Lantern Festival in Newburyport, so you can go down there and it's free. You can decorate a lantern and light it, and they float it over the pond there. They do ask for like a $10 donation, but you don't have to donate. It is actually something free that they do every year, and that's really cool and beautiful, not something you get to do all the time. Up here is the Newburyport Harborwalk Rail Trail. That's like a big trail that's a little over 3 miles, and you can go biking, hiking, rollerblading. There's lots of places for you to get outside. There's like over here is Cushing's Park, and then you have Cashman's Park. There's a lot of little parks like this around Newburyport. At Cashman's Park, there's a playground. There's also tennis courts, a basketball court, and a baseball field. So that's a really fun place to bring the kids. You also will find lots of other places to get outside. So right here you have Mosley Woods. Now this is a 16-acre public park. It overlooks the Merrimack River, so it's got really pretty views. It's got hiking trails, picnic tables, and a playground. Every year they have their annual summer concert series, so you can go down there and they have live music and they play all different types of music. It's a lot of fun for the whole family, all different ages. Then down here they also had Maudsley State Park. Now this has 16 miles of trails for hiking, biking, cross-country skiing. You can even go horseback riding down there. That's a really fun, beautiful park. Nice big open space to go hang out for the day, get outside. And then if you want to, you can come out here. So downtown, there's lots of things to do downtown, but they also have, okay, so this is like Route 113. This will also take you to kind of High Street, which leads you out of downtown Newburyport and takes you kind of over here to Story Ave. And along Story Ave and High Street, there are so many places here. This is kind of where you're gonna find your big chain grocery stores like Market Basket and Shaw's. There's all kinds of pizza shops, little coffee places. The Natural Grocer is a great place. All of their produce is organic, so you can go there and get organic fruits and vegetables. They also have prepared foods and baked goods. They have health and body products. So this is a really great place. I'm gonna actually show you kind of, because it's kind of a cool looking little store. So you get your spices, you have some prepared foods. So that's a really nice place if you want to get some organic foods. This is a cool coffee shop, Olive's Coffee and Bakehouse. This is a really cool vibe to it too, very modern. The baked goods are delicious here. But then this is also kind of just like the area where you can find, you know, places to get your hair cut. You have like Panera Bread if you want to grab a sandwich. You have Dunkin' Donuts, grab a coffee. You have lots of gas stations, mobile station along here. You're gonna find hair salons, ice cream shops, all kinds of things. There's anything you could possibly imagine you will find here. Here is the Francis Elementary School. It's one of the elementary schools. There are 2 elementary schools in Newburyport. So you can find everything you can possibly imagine right along this road. If you can't find everything you want right in downtown, you will find everything else right here. You are gonna find the Newburyport Skatepark. Now this is cool. It's got 3 bowls with metal rail edges. This is where you can bring inline skates or skateboard. And then right here you have the Graff skating ring. This is an indoor skating ring. So for $5 you can go ice skating there. If you don't have any skates, it's another $5 to rent skates. So that's a fun place to hang out for the day. And then we have, you know, living on the East Coast, of course, you will have lots and lots of beaches. So right here you have Plum Island. So as you can see, this Plum Island is, part of it is right in Newburyport and then part of it is in Newbury. This is a really quaint, cute little beach. The only thing about this is they do have their greenhead season, and those are nasty and make the beach really uncomfortable because they bite, and it's not a great place to hang out, not very relaxing. So you do kind of have to watch where the peak greenhead season is, because it takes all the fun right out of being at the beach. But being on the East Coast, you have tons of options for lots of other beaches. If you head north from Newburyport, only like, you know, 10-15 minutes away, you have right here, you have Salisbury Beach. So this beach is kind of like, it's not like a huge beach, but it's a decent sized beach, and it has lots of little stores. It has an arcade. It has lots of places to eat, like pizza. My girls love the beach pizza. It's kind of like thin square pizza, really crispy, really good. You can come up into New Hampshire and you hit Hampton Beach. This is a really big beach with so much going on. It has lots of stores. you know, lots of stores where you can get like Hampton Beach sweatshirts and jewelry and sunglasses and all kinds of stuff, but it also has tons of restaurants and tons of places to get something to eat. So my girls kind of like this, like if they get bored hanging out on the beach, there's lots of other things to do there when you don't feel like hanging out on the beach anymore. Okay, and then the other thing about New Hampshire, there is so much to do. If you just cross over the Mass border and you head into New Hampshire, one of the great things about New Hampshire is there is no sales tax in New Hampshire. So a lot of people will leave Massachusetts and do a lot of their shopping there, so they don't have to pay Massachusetts 6.25 sales tax. And then from Newburyport, actually I'm gonna do this again so you can see where Newburyport is. And if you take Route 1 right here, and you take this up into, from Newburyport, you can go through Salisbury. This is Seabrook, which is in New Hampshire. This is just as you cross the border here. And that's when you get up in here, only like 15 minutes from Newburyport is where you will have no sales tax. And right along Route 1, there is so much to do along Route 1. There's not enough already in Newburyport, but if you need more, if you kind of zoom in here, you will see everything you could possibly need. This is a really busy road with lots of stores, gas stations, fast food. You got Home Depot, Lowe's. Kind of show you some of the stuff here. There's a rug place here. I'll take you through just so you can kind of see all the stuff along here. Through Salisbury, there's not as much, but once you hit New Hampshire and like Seabrook, I mean, there's the New Hampshire border right there. So as you come into New Hampshire, you're gonna hit, you got tire places, you got an animal hospital, you have the Frank Webb home where you can get any kind of bathroom supplies, you know, faucets, sinks, anything you need there. You got Pet City, this is a little pet store. You got Starbucks if you want to grab a coffee. Cardi's Furniture, which is a big furniture store. Ashley Store, also a big furniture store. Ocean State Job Lot, that's a big like discount store where you can find toys and clothes and home goods. This is a whole shopping center right in here. My sister has a little yoga studio in there, which is awesome. If you love yoga, it's hot yoga. It's 110-degree yoga, and she's really fantastic if you want to ever take a yoga class. You got Kentucky Fried Chicken, so you have lots of fast food along here. At the Verizon store, you have the Sherwin-Williams, which is a big paint store. The New Hampshire Liquor Store, that's a big outlet liquor store. TJ Maxx, you can get clothes and home goods. Got the UPS store, Chili's Grill and Bar, nice little kind of inexpensive restaurant. We got another Dunkin' Donuts. We love our Dunkin' Donuts in New England. Like, I swear, with 5 feet, you can find a Dunkin' Donuts. Five Guys if you want to grab a burger. Bridgedale, a convenience store. Lots of banks, tire places, car washes. Tons of restaurants, Staples for any office supplies. We got Burger King. You want to get a tattoo? Bob's to tattoo. Fireworks are legal in New Hampshire, so there's a huge firework place right now. This is for the July weekend, so this is a very popular place right now. I also seem to like the smoke and vape shops along this road. So there's just everything you can imagine. I mean, as you get off of Route 1 and you come into these like plazas, there are so many things. You have shoe stores, Ulta Beauty, a huge skincare and makeup place. You have PetSmart for all your pets needs, Michael's for all your crafts needs, Dick's Sporting Good where you can get all kinds of athletic clothing and baseballs, basketballs, you can find gym equipment, all kinds of stuff there. So there's everything you could possibly imagine if you head north into New Hampshire along Route 1. Now we are going to zoom out and head into, instead of heading north into New Hampshire, we're going to head south. Between Newburyport and Boston, there is so many things to do. There's tons of little towns with lots going on. You will never get bored. Okay, so first, right here, we have Ipswich. Come into Ipswich. One of the great things that we love about Ipswich is it has, so if you head down here into Ipswich, One of the things that we love about Ipswich is right here. The Ipswich Wildlife Sanctuary. My girls love it here. Ipswich Wildlife Sanctuary, it's about 20 minutes from Newburyport, and it has 12 miles of trails that you can hike. It's got a river where you can go canoeing and kayaking. My girls' most favorite thing about this is if you come here, you can bring birdseed, and if you hold your hands out, the birds will literally land in your hands and eat the birdseed right out of your hands. I think there's a picture on here that kind of shows you. My girls get the biggest kick out of this because they are huge animal lovers and they absolutely love it. It's really cute. The birds kind of follow you around because they know that people come there with birdseed to feed them. And then right in here you have Wenham, which is also like 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so from Newburyport, south of Newburyport. And if you zoom in here, one of the things that we absolutely love about Wenham is right here, the Wenham Tea House. So every year around Valentine's Day, me and my sister bring my girls here. It's kind of like a tradition. You get a little bit dressed up, you can go in, they serve you tea in these fancy little kettles, and we sip tea, and they bring out on these tiered trays like little finger sandwiches and little mini desserts. You feel really fancy, like you're hanging out in Europe at a tea house for a few hours. It's really fun. I'll kind of show you. They have a couple pictures on here that shows you right here. See these little tiered trays with the finger sandwiches and the desserts. My girls absolutely love that. I'll show you. They have other food too, which is absolutely delicious. And then they have little fancy tea kettles. It's a lot of fun. My girls really look forward to this every year. We actually haven't done it in a couple of years since COVID. We really need to get back to it. That kind of messed us up for a little while, but my girls are always asking because they love to go there. Also in Wenham, they have Tendercrop farms. So if you like to buy local, or you want, local produce, there's tons of little farms all around Newburyport. This one here, the Tendercrop farm, this is a very popular farm in the area, but there's lots of other ones like it too. This is a great place to get produce, homemade like jams and local cheeses, and it's just baked goods and prepared foods. It's just a really fun place, and it's just really quaint. It's a cool little farm, really great to go hang out and get your produce. Obviously you can get flowers and stuff as well. So if you come here, you definitely got to check that out. Kind of over by the Ipswich River Sanctuary is the Bradley Palmer State Park. This is a really cool place to go for the day too. It's like a big park. So this park has 6 trails for hiking and biking, and yes, again, horseback riding. You could actually see people on horseback. We have when we've been there. You can go fishing and canoeing. One of the cool things about this park is it has a little splash park for kids, so it's a great place to go and cool off in the summer. I'll show you kind of some of the, I think it's got a picture on here of the splash park. So these are some of the trails. It's got some really beautiful water areas for canoeing and kayaking. Oh, right here. So this is a cool little splash park. It was lots of fun. My girls are a little older now, so they don't really ask to go here as much, but they used to love it when they were younger. It was great on hot days to just go down there and cool off. So this is a really cool area too. There's lots of places to get outside, all around Newburyport. And then of course, because we're on the East Coast, there are just so many opportunities for water activities, surfing and kayaking, canoeing, water skiing, jet skiing, scuba diving, parasailing, so many things, lots of rivers and things around where you can go whitewater rafting. You'll never run out of water activities living in Newburyport. So one more thing over in Topsfield, right in here, is the Topsfield Fairgrounds. So this is fun because every year in October, they have the Topsfield Fair, which is one of the oldest fairs in America. And they have 9 days, or I think it's 10 days, of carnival games and amusement rides. And you can see bunnies and different kinds of animals, and there's so much food here. I used to go there as a kid, and now we carry on that tradition with our kids, and they look forward to going here every single year also. So in these areas, there's just so much to do in and around Newburyport. So right here, this is about, let's see, probably around 25 minutes from Newburyport. And here you're going to hit, there are 2 malls in this area. You have the Liberty Tree Mall and you have the North Shore Mall. So the North Shore Mall is the better mall for like shopping. It's got way more retail stores, and it's kind of got some higher end retail stores, and then some kind of middle of the road. And it's got a lot of places to eat, get food, hang out. The Liberty Tree Mall, not as great for that sort of kind of shopping, but it does have some cool things in it. One, it has an AMC movie theater in there, and it's a great theater to watch a movie. It's got like the big comfy reclining seats, so it's definitely a really great movie theater. Inside this mall, it has, which my girls absolutely love, they have the Sky Zone trampoline park. They love going there with their friends. It's got, of course, lots of trampolines for bouncing on, but it also has a zip line and 3 rope courses. So that's a fun place for them to hang out. They have Target, which is like a big retail store that has anything from home goods to clothing to food to makeup, toys, video games, TVs. In here, there's also a Best Buy, which is a big electronics store where you can get big screen TVs, computers, tablets, appliances, video games, all kinds of stuff. So it doesn't really have as much like retail clothing stores, like high-end clothing stores, but it's got lots of other things in there to do. Right here, Andover Street, which kind of goes right past the North Shore Mall. This is also known as 114. So this street is kind of like the Route 1. It's got everything you could possibly imagine along this road. And again, this is just 25 minutes from Newburyport. Not that you can't find all of this pretty much in Newburyport on Route 1 as well, but if you need more places, it's not too far away either. And you have all kinds of stuff here as well. So, you know, you got flower stores, you got more restaurants, barber shops, ice cream places, lots of places to eat, restaurants. You will not run out of things to do around here. So you got fast food places like Burger King. You've got lots of apartment buildings along here. So we're back over here, and this again is Route 114 here, and along 114, lots of restaurants. There's tons of car dealerships, just about any kind of car dealership you could possibly think of. They got Audi, BMW, Volkswagen, Toyota, Lexus. So if you need a new car, it's a great place to go here. Not to mention there's all kinds of other stuff along here too. Gas stations, fast food, other kinds of restaurants, anything that you could possibly find there as well. And then right in here, this is kind of one of my favorite places. Right there, the Container Store. I am obsessed with organizing, so this is a great place. You can find anything you could possibly need to organize. Bedrooms, kitchens, bathrooms, closets, drawers, garages, basements. I love this store. This is like my happy place. I just go in here and look around, and it just makes me feel so happy. Look at all these little things to organize with, all these containers. This is my dream. This is like my dream pantry right here. You know, things to organize, shoes, closets. It's really a great place if you're into organizing. All right, and then zoom back out, and then down here you will find Salem. This is kind of like the last little town I'd like to talk about that's kind of between Newburyport and Boston. This is very cool, especially around Halloween time because of Salem's history. So back in 1692, for any of you that don't know, 19 innocent people were put to death because they were accused of and found guilty of being witches. So it is not a very happy story, but it does give Salem a very interesting past, a very rich history. So it is a really fun place to go and hang out and check out, like the Salem Witch Museum. That's pretty cool. I took my girls here one year. We actually have a picture right here in front of the sign together. So it's just a really cool place to go and hang out, especially around Halloween time. All right, now, all of this is not enough for you. Do not forget that Boston is just 45 minutes away. And here in Boston, you can find so many things. There's the Boston Common here, which is, kind of like the famous big open green space in Boston. And there's lots of those, lots of places to get outside in Boston. You have the Boston's Children's Museum. You have Faneuil Hall Marketplace, and in Faneuil Hall Marketplace is Quincy Market. This is a great place to go shopping. Let's see if we can get Quincy Market. I bet this will show you some of the little stores. So right in here, this is a cool place to go in. There's tons of little stands set up with all kinds of food, and you can get any kind of food you can possibly imagine here. Bagels. This looks like some seafood, shrimp, and that. You can get this bakeries in here. So there's like these little cool stands. See this? All lined up, and down here, tons of just little stores with, just crazy food that you don't find anywhere else. You can get gelato. This is definitely a place you should come in and check out. I could do a whole video on just Quincy Market and the food that's there. All right, so then about here, this is the North End. It's got some of the best Italian food in Massachusetts. You have the Museum of Science right here. This is a really cool place to take the kids to, if it's like a really fun way to learn about dinosaurs, artificial intelligence, lightning, caves, animals, all kinds of stuff. It's just a really cool place to take kids for a day to learn about all kinds of science. See, they don't seem to have anything other than dinosaurs through here, but it is a really cool place to go and hang out, learn about electricity. Okay, and then for all of you sports lovers, of course, there is Fenway Park, one of the most famous ballparks in the country. This is where the Boston Red Sox play, so you can go there to see a game or get the famous Fenway Franks. They have amazing hot dogs. Also up here, you have TD Garden. Again, for all you sports fans, this is where the Bruins and the Celtics play. If you want to go see a basketball game or a hockey game. And then right in here, this is where you will find, this is Newbury Street. So Newbury Street is kind of like the Rodeo Drive of Boston. This is where you will find all of your high-end restaurants, hotels, retail stores, spas, salons. If you really like, all that fancy smancy stuff. So this way you find places like all your high-end stores like Burberry, Tiffany, Chanel, Armani, Valentino. You'll find like swanky hotels like the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. You find really fancy spas like Exhale. This is like just a really great place. It's not all high-end stuff, it's just a great place to hang out, even if you're not into all of that stuff. But if you are, this is the place that you want to go to. So of course, with the big city comes all the big city stuff. Lots of exciting, fun, lively place to be with numerous options of shopping and things to go to. It's great to go into the theaters here and see a Broadway play. There's lots of places to see live music. So if I'm not a big city person, I wouldn't want to live in the city, but I love having the city so close so that if I do want to go into the city, it's not that far away. It's just fun to do every once in a while. So it's really nice to have it so close by. But if you do need a break from the city, or, even if around Newburyport's pretty busy and there's lots going on, you can always head north of Newburyport. Let's take you back here so you can kind of see again. So here's Newburyport. Not want to go away. Newburyport. And if you zoom out, remember I told you that this is the New Hampshire line here. So you're right in New Hampshire. And then not far away is also Vermont. You have up here, and you have Maine. And the great thing about this is, in a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, you can be up in the mountains in New Hampshire and Vermont, and you can be skiing or just enjoying the mountain air. It's a lot quieter and peaceful. You can kind of get away the hustle and bustle of all the excitement around Newburyport and Boston and that, and you can go up here. You can just take a day trip or get away for a weekend, and you can be in New Hampshire, Vermont, or Maine, just relaxing and breathing in the mountain air. or you can come up here, even if you're not like, I mean, you can go skiing, even if you're not a skier, like during the winter, just sitting up there and sipping hot chocolate by the fireplace, or maybe just sitting outside during the summer, reading a book and sipping iced tea. There's just so much to do, and you have so much around you and close to you living in Newburyport. Okay, so this pretty much wraps it up. This gives you a really good idea of where Newburyport is, what's around Newburyport, how to get in and out of Boston, where you can find grocery stores, restaurants, gas stations, beaches, anything you could possibly need living in Newburyport. And don't forget, if you want to learn more about Newburyport, maybe see some of the neighborhoods and some of the homes, be sure to check out my blog tour video. That gives you a really good idea of what the neighborhoods and stuff look like and the homes look like. And I realize that everybody's situation is different. Maybe Newburyport doesn't work for you. I am happy to sit down and talk with you about your individual needs and wants, and maybe help you see some of the other areas around Newburyport. So just remember, whether you plan to move in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I am happy to help in any way I possibly can. And until then, I hope to see you around town.